Hello students, I am Vikas Monaker, PGT Physics from Kendriya Vidyalaya Lansdowne, and today we are going to study chapter number 8 Electromagnetic Waves, and this is the lecture number 2. Let's see that what we are going to study during this lecture. In this lecture we will study about electromagnetic spectrum, the wavelength of all the waves, frequency range, the sources, that means how they are generated, and their common uses. So these all topics or these all parts are very important for board examinations, so we must study this. So initially I'll tell you about electromagnetic spectrum. What is electromagnetic spectrum, or what is spectrum? Spectrum is anything which is arranged in a proper order, okay, in particular ascending order or particular descending order. So here all the waves, they are arranged particularly in terms of wavelength or frequency. They may be in the ascending order or they may be in the descending order, and they are arranged orderly, and they are distributed in the distinct groups, and they are having different properties. So the collection is called electromagnetic spectrum or EM spectrum. The main parts of electromagnetic spectrum are gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, which you call it UV rays, visible light, infrared rays, microwaves, and the radio waves. So we need to study about them in detail. Okay, so quickly we just see that the spectrum picture, that how the spectrum look like if you arrange them in terms of wavelength of frequency, then how the picture will be formed. So this is the picture. In terms of wavelength, as you go from top to bottom, where the wavelength is increasing, you can see from 1 angstrom 10 to the power minus 10 meter to several kilometers. On the right side, if you go from top to bottom, you can see that the frequency is decreasing, or this is the descending order of frequency. So frequency is changing from 10 to the power 22 to 10 to the power 3 Hertz. So all the waves are arranged in such a manner that here, if you go from top to bottom, they are arranged in the increasing order of wavelength or decreasing order of frequency. So from this spectrum, you come to know that gamma rays is at the top. That means what we can say, gamma rays is having minimum wavelength and maximum frequency. If you go at the bottom and see these radio waves, this is having maximum wavelength and this is having minimum frequency, and rest of the waves, they are arranged in between according to their wavelength or frequency. So this arrangement is called electromagnetic spectrum. Now we need to study about each and every wave in detail, how they are produced, their sources, and their uses. So let's study about that in detail. So it's more about electromagnetic waves. Okay, so we arrange them in tabular format, so in order to understand them easily and in order to differentiate them easily. So first radiation or first wave, that is a radio wave, its range is from few kilometer to 0.3 meter, and the range of frequency is from few hertz to 10 to the power 9 hertz. How the radio waves are generated? They are generated by oscillating electronic circuits, and where they are used? They are used in radio and TV broadcasting. The second wave which we will discuss, that is microwave. Its range is, wavelength range is 0.3 meter to 10 to the power minus 3 meter, and the range of frequency, that varies from 10 to the power 9 hertz to 10 to the power 11 hertz. How the microwaves are produced? Microwaves are produced from oscillating electronic circuits, and where they are used? They are used in aircraft navigation, in radar. They are used in the analysis of the fine details of atomic and molecular structure. That means for the molecular and atomic structure, these microwaves are used. And at your home, commonly you have seen microwave oven, so they are used in microwave oven. The third one, that is infrared waves. that range from 10 to the power minus 3 meter to 10 to the power minus 7 meter. And the frequency range, quickly I'll tell you, 10 to the power 11 hertz to 10 to the power 14 hertz. These infrared radiations are produced from the molecules and the hot bodies. They are used in industry, they are used in medicines, astronomy, night vision devices. Okay, you have seen the camera in the night, they are taking the photograph, so these cams are called infrared cams. Greenhouse, maintaining the temperature, revealing secret writings on the ancient walls, and at the remote sensor, these infrared waves are also used. The next one that is very common for us, that is light or a visible spectrum, by which we are able to see this beautiful world, that is ranging from 780 nanometer to somewhat 380 nanometer. The frequency range is from 10 to the power 4 into 10 to the power 14 hertz to 8 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. They are produced by the atom and molecules when electrons are in excited state. They are used in the optics, optical instruments, for the vision, to see the beautiful world, for the photography, and common other uses also. The next radiation or the wave that we are about to discuss, that is UV rays, ultraviolet rays. You must have heard about these UV rays. Their wavelength ranges from 10 to the power minus 7 meter to 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and the frequency range is 10 to the power 14 hertz to 10 to the power 17 hertz. They are produced by the atoms and molecules in the electrical discharge and the sun. The uses of ultraviolet rays are very common. They are used to kill the bacteria, kill the germs. Okay, you might have heard about RO and UV. So there it is used also in the detection of invisible writings, forged documents, fingerprint reading, and medical application. For sterilization they are also used. That means they are used to kill the germs. The next one is X-rays. The wavelength is ranging from 10 to the power minus 9 meter to 10 to the power minus 12 meter. The frequency is ranging from 10 to the power 17 to 10 to the power 19 hertz. And they are produced by the inner or more tightly bound electrons inside the atom. They are used in X-ray photography. They can be used for the treatment of cancer, okay, skin diseases, tumor, and locating cracks and flaws in the finished metallic objects, okay. And main common use is the study of crystal structure. So if anyone gets fracture, also X-ray photography technique is used. The last among all these EM waves is gamma rays. These gamma rays, it's of minimum wavelength and maximum frequency. So it is having maximum frequency, it is having the maximum penetrating power among all these waves. Okay, regarding the wavelength of these gamma rays, they overlap the upper limit of the X-rays and ranging from 10 to the power minus 10 meter to 10 to the power minus 14 meter. If we discuss the frequency range, that is ranging from 10 to the power 18 to 10 to the power 22 hertz. So if the frequency range is coming in between, okay, you can see 10 to the power 17, 10 to the power 19 for X-rays, 10 to the power 18, 10 to the power 22 for gamma rays. And if the question is asked, you can write both the radiations. The source of production of gamma rays are radioactive substance. And the important part is that these gamma rays also gives the information about the structure of nuclei. So structure of an atom, that is a different thing. Structure of a nuclei, okay. Gamma rays gives information about structure of nuclei and astronomical research. So you need to prepare all these radiations along with their frequency, wavelength, sources, and uses. Okay, any type question can be asked in the board examinations. So you make sure that you prepare and you practice and you continuously read so you can memorize this. Okay, so that's all from this lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.